The day I was diagnosed with long QT, I remember it was Good Friday, right before Easter, and my mom picked up the phone and her eyes began to fill up, and I knew. I didn't ask her. I knew it was the doctor. I knew he was calling to say I had long QT. You hear about athletes randomly dropping dead on the field, no symptoms, no warning. I have one of those syndromes. I was on varsity track and field and varsity soccer for all 4 years of high school, and I was on basketball for 3. I lived to play sports. It was my passion. It was what I loved to do. I remember on the way home from the doctor's office, I said to my mom, I'm like, what does this mean, Mom? She said, it means if you have this long QT syndrome, you can never play sports again. My mom brought up the ICD idea to me, and my first thought was, I might be able to play sports again. I walked into my doctor's office and said, hey, if I get this defibrillator thing, will you let me play sports again? And he looked at me, thought he was going to say no, and he said, yeah, I will. And I was like, are you kidding me? And he said, no. He said, a lot of people have it. It'll keep you safe. I'll feel better about everything if you have one, and you won't have any restrictions anymore. And it was like, oh, you know. I remember waking up from my surgery, and my mom said, well, how do you feel? And I said, I feel like I have a box in my chest. That's really what it felt like. I mean, but I slowly got used to it and soon forgot it was even there. Once I could play sports again, I felt like my life returned to the way it should be. My passion was given back to me. Everything went in reverse. It was wonderful. So this scar is where they inserted my defibrillator, and it sits just below there. You can feel the box right below there, and they really did a good job implanting it deep beneath my breast tissue. But from the defibrillator, there are leads that go right to my heart, and if my heart went into arrhythmia, it would essentially shock my heart and get it beating steadily again. My guidance counselor suggested that I run from Miss Fall River, and I was shocked. My jaw dropped. I was like, are you kidding me? And he said, no. He's like, you do great, Michaela. I think you do really wonderful. So I kind of took it as a healthy dare, a new form of competition, and I entered my first pageant. The more I competed in the Miss America program, the more respect I had for it. Most of your score is based on your interview and your talent, and the best part about all of it is I got to speak about a platform issue, something I was promoting in the community, something I was working toward to better mankind, and I got to talk about my heart condition. And that, for me, was therapy in itself. I competed 2 years for Miss Massachusetts and went in, and it was cool, and it was fun, and I walked on the stage, and wasn't that a good time? And then my 3rd year, I qualified for Miss Massachusetts. I said, hey, I can do this. So I went in that year. I placed 2nd runner-up in the following year. My 4th and final year, I won it. I had to concentrate on the things I could do and what I couldn't do. And I went on an adventure to find new interests, and I just decided I would throw myself into all kinds of different things. And it was a valuable lesson to learn for obstacles down the road.